Hello everyone! Something incredible is waiting for you right now. A couple of days ago, another episode of our favorite Skibidi Wars Multiverse has been released. It took Verlance 2 whole weeks to create it, but it was definitely worth it. The 98th episode is one of the longest in the history of the series, and it lasts almost 4 minutes. You've seen enough, and you know what superpowers the alien brother and sister have, who came to their father's aid. But the day to reveal the secret to you and show you the main ability of Trititan has finally come, which the Alliance had suppressed and kept hidden all this time. If you are really ready to see the legendary battle between the new Titan Computer Man and the Big Boy, and also find out what kind of unexpected hero returned to the battle and saved TV Titan from destruction, then put all your business aside for the next 10 minutes and trust me. Today, I will analyze the 98th episode of Skibidi Wars for you, and then I will show you all the secrets and Easter eggs that I managed to find. How did Tri-Titan still manage to regain its main ability, and how strong is it? Why did the secret agent reappear in episode 98, and what is he hiding? Will two Titans be able to cope with a huge monster? Get your tea and snacks ready, and prepare to watch this video to the end, because you will certainly like it 100%. Let's go! But before we get to the madness, let me remind you why Tri-Titan decided to interrupt his power regeneration and leave the cave. The thing is that the Alliance came up with a cunning plan, following which they had to find the Big Boy and wake him up before he regained all his powers while being in hibernation mode. It would seem that everything went according to plan, and Tri-Woman really managed to find a place where the monster was hidden. The whole team went inside the cave, and the two Titans remained waiting for them outside, and Tri-Woman continued to search for the exact location of Tri-Titan, but on her way suddenly stood no other than the secret agent. The guy put his hand on the screen and showed the girl her past life, and then he disappeared, and the body of the poor girl was found by several computer men, and 2 of them went to Tri-Titan. They really managed to approach him and throw a special grenade, the explosion from which woke up the sleeping beauty, and he went out of the cave in a true state of rage, where he is already being anticipated by the 2 Bloods standing in really epic poses. Now you're all set and ready, and I'm happy to join you in seeing how the meeting of these 3 giants will end. The episode is already on your screens, and it starts with Titan Computer Man trying to cause trouble for Sleeping Beauty with his lasers, but for his insolence, he will pay the price, and Tri-Titan shows whose lasers actually have real power in here. Cinemaman Titan saves the blood from total destruction, though. He uses his cheater ability and teleports only his hand with a sword, which hits the monster on the head and thus distracts him. In fact, the Titan shows us this ability for the first time in Skibidi Wars, and honestly, it is very cool because it is a reference to the original series by Boom. Well, the smile emoji appears on the Titan's screen, and I think that at this point he wants to say something like, "Well, how do you like my powers, bro? Do you want more?" Tri-Titan got tired of playing games and struck with his giant sword, but our blood holds up pretty well and blocks the attack. Pay your attention to this scene now. Tri-Titan exerted such tremendous force that at that moment, the brother fell a little into the ground, but his hand did not even move and continued to hold the sword. This once again proves my theory that cinemaman is one of the most powerful Titans in the history of Skibidi Wars, and he is able to single-handedly put up some serious resistance to a huge monster. Okay, Computer Man Titan does not offend his younger brother and finally shows you what his katana is capable of. It seems to be so sharp and powerful that Tri-Titan hides his sword due to the pain and starts touching his hand instead. It seems that the Big Boy is seriously angry, so he grabs the blood like a doll and begins squeezing him with monstrous force. But fortunately, cinemaman uses harpoons behind his back and hits the fool right in the eye. It was a brilliant decision, bro. At the first view, I did not quite understand what happened, but as it turned out, the genius was able to find the weak point of the Tri-Titan, and at the moment he noticed this lens, it seemed like he understood that it was the reason for his glow to not work all this time. And that's why he decided to attack the Big Boy straight in the face. In any case, it really worked, and the guy shows his brother the stolen trophy. Also, a second before he says something to Titan Computer Man, listen for it yourself. And honestly, I couldn't understand a single word. So if you know exactly what cinemaman has said, Be sure to write about this in the comments below, because I will be very interested to know what his words were. Okay, after that you see the Tri-Titan's control box with several screens, one of which says Power Inhibitor, Critical Failure. At first, it may not be very clear where this control box is being located, but as Verlance told me, it's built inside the Tri-Titan's chest, and right now the power inhibitor that's holding back the Tri-Titan's powers is having a critical failure. I'm sure that this failure was caused by these spheres that were around the monster during hibernation, and with their help, the Sleeping Beauty destroyed the control unit inside of him, thus restoring his strength and unleashing his main ability. After that, Titan Computer Man asks his brother whether he is ready for the second round, and shows you another new weapon. On each of his hands appear two powerful cannons that have some sort of strange symbols that were depicted on them, and exactly the same symbols were on his katanas in the 97th episode. Both Titans fly up into the air, and the presentation of the new cannons takes place now. They do enormous damage, and as soon as Tri-Titan is about to respond to this, cinemaman cancels all plans at lightning speed and cuts off the last camera cannon of the big guy, and then pulls out the tentacles from behind, and now he's going to calm down the alien. And it seems that Tri-Titan has no chance in this situation, and the two brothers have a good opportunity to finish this battle. The camera changes its angle now and takes us to the computer men, who are watching the whole show while eating popcorn. Then, this unpleasant guy reports that the Alliance was very lucky, and it looks like they really managed to wake up Tri-Titan before he regained all of his strength. Of course, I do not believe in the supernatural powers, guys, but unfortunately, right immediately after these words, the alien's control unit finally experiences critical failure, and the big boy returns all his powers, and his main ability is back now. And I have to admit that honestly, I did not like this stubborn computer man before, so now I'm ready to blame him for this, as only because of his hasty words everything went wrong, so he is truly to blame for the fact that the alien is now free. Also, before I show you the most interesting thing, I want to go back a little to this moment and draw your attention to the yellow light behind cinemaman. Because you guys have to admit that it looks quite suspicious. I mean, Verlance had definitely added this light for a reason, and it 100% must mean something. And the only thing that came to my mind was Sonar Titan, because only this guy had yellow color. But this theory seems to be pretty unlikely, because as you know, the poor guy was infected in episode 90, and now his color changed to green. But what if after uniting the Alliance and the Skibidi army against a common enemy in the person of the trio of Triadian, the Toilet Emperor gave the order to release the improved Sonar Titan in order to help with the big boy? What if this guy is watching the battle right now and comes to the rescue at the very last moment in the next episode? Of course, it is quite possible that this is an ordinary lantern spotlight, but I'm sure that everything is not so simple after all. So if you guys have any theories about this yellow light, then be sure to write them in the comments below, and I will pin the most interesting one of them under this video. Well, the inhibitor, which was restraining the forces of Tri-Titan, is finally destroyed now, and the whole body of the monster changes its color from white to purple, and then the camera once again returns us to the multi-speaking computer man. But this time, there are Tri-soldiers standing next to him, and behind them you can notice the secret agent. Verlance allows us to take a closer look at him, and in his hands he has purple spheres, so it seems like this guy is watching the Alliance. And I'm sure that after this situation that happened in the cave, both Tri-soldiers arrived here not to help, but on the contrary, to enable Tri-Titan to defeat the brothers and seize the power on Earth. And also, if you don't understand why I think that Tri-woman will turn out to be a traitor, then after you will finish watching this video, be sure to watch my analysis of the third part of the 97th episode as well, and then you will get the answer to this question. Now, it's time to finally find out about the main ability of Tri-Titan. The alien shows you his true power, and after the self-confident Titan computer man is about to attack him, you see some real madness incoming. The main ability of the alien turns out to be telekinesis, using which he grabs the poor guy and imprints him into the ground. The next object for his tricks turns out to be Cinemaman Titan, and the monster does the same thing to him, but it seems that his fate is much scarier, because Tri-Titan pulls out his sword. It looks like the alien got seriously angry at Cinemaman for mocking him and cutting off all his camera guns, but something distracts the big boy, and fortunately for our blood, a plunger appears on the fool's body, on top of which there is a small TV screen. Damn it! It's Plunger TV Man! The whole body of Tri-Titan gets covered with these plungers, And if you watched my analysis of episode 87, then you know what it's for. Okay, our main character teleports next to Cinemaman, and it seems that our brother has also received some improvements. And if I'm not mistaken, the last time we saw him was in episode 87, and a lot of things have changed since then. There are speakers on his head again, and a few more of them on his shoulders and belt. His costume has also been completely changed, and now it looks much cooler, and, as I said earlier, there's now a small TV on his plungers. Well, the history repeats itself, and the hero shows the same gesture as in episode 87, and after that, an explosive plunger is being activated all over the alien's body. And Cinemaman Titan uses this moment of glory to his advantage, so the blood disconnects his TV screen and heads towards Tri-Titan with activated lasers at hand, and after that he turns on his red glow, and this is how the episode ends. I would also like to draw your attention to the new ability of Plunger TVman, as this guy can now teleport his plungers just like Cinemaman Titan when he helped his brother and teleported the sword. And it's pretty darn cool. I hope that the next episode will be just as cool as this one was, and the little guy will show us his heroism again. And that was all for today. Don't forget to give me your opinion on what's in store for the future episodes in the comments below. And be sure to subscribe to my channel. And that was me, Isotoilet. See ya!